Thank you for joining us, Mr. Evandro. China and Brazil are the largest developing countries, respectively, in the Western and Eastern hemispheres, and they are both the representatives of the emerging economies. So, what do you think the development logic and development goals of China and Brazil have in common, and what can Brazil learn from China's path to modernization?
I believe that the common goals are to improve the people's living conditions, guaranteeing them good health, good education, security, employment. All these objectives are important to all governments that cherish the well-being of their population. So saying that, what can Brazil learn from Chinese path to modernization? I think the fact that the government here in China and the population, they look at the same direction and they seek for long-term objectives. But I would like also to stress some characteristics that is specific of China. I can see that the Chinese culture, the Chinese philosophy, and Chinese history is an important part of this process of the modernization of the country. So the combination between the future, what the country desire to the future, with the lessons from the past. This is the Chinese intelligence that every country should learn.
As we all know that Chinese modernization is the modernization of a huge population, and China and Brazil are both the countries with large populations. From your perspective, what lessons can Chinese modernization provide for developing countries with large populations?
Brazil has around 210 million people. It's the sixth largest country by population. We need to invest in infrastructure and transport in Brazil to connect not only cities but also regions and spread the population within the country and give this opportunity, for example, for someone to live countryside with the same facilities that or the one that used to live in urban center. And Brazil can learn three aspects from this. First one, the investment in infrastructure to improve the mobility of the population within large cities. The second is the population distribution policy. This policy avoids the concentration of population in few cities, and this happens in Brazil. And the third is a national integration policy. Take advantage of, the qualities of different regions of the country and bring the development to the entire territory. And this also something that China succeeds, and Brazil could learn the experience that China had facing some problems or difficulties considering the population China has.
Last April, Brazilian President Lula visited China, and it was his fifth visit to China. President Lula invited President Xi Jinping to pay a state visit to Brazil to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relationship between China and Brazil. How do you foresee the future development of this friendly relationship between our two countries that spans overseas and has lasted for half a century? And what areas do you think China and Brazil are expected to unleash more potential for cooperation?
There are a lot of complementarities in bilateral trade between Brazil and China, and the e-commerce is growing in Brazil because of the participation of the Chinese companies as well. Brazil has several technology hubs that could establish partnership with Chinese companies and research centers here in China. And this could be, for example, a way to try to include Brazil in the digital Silk Road, for example. Because of the geographic distance, the digital Silk Road makes sense for us, and we can take advantage of the technology and innovation to try to find new solutions to problems our populations are facing. For example, the problem of the aging person. There are a lot of needs to improve the quality of the health service, etc. And the technology can be an ally for this. So education and technology are sectors that Brazil and China could try to improve more. And we can see China is leading the electric cars in the world. Is investing in clean energy as well, and also leading some areas in clean energy in the world. And I believe both countries can establish a very fruitful dialogue to try to find some common issues to cooperate together in this environmental area.
You have served as a visiting researcher at Fudan University and also Shanghai University of Finance and Economics, and you have done in-depth researches of Chinese propositions and initiatives, such as the Belt and Road Initiative, the Global Development Initiative, and the concept of human community with a shared future. How do you evaluate China's role in global governance?
Chinese foreign policy defends the multilateralism and the democratization of the international system, and these are aspects that the developing countries are very interested too, because multilateralism and democratization of the international system give to them more opportunity to taking part in the decision-making process within the international organizations. The Global Development Initiative and the Belt and Road Initiatives are concrete actions that translate, the concept of the community of common destiny in actions, and converge with the national interest of the many developing countries, and also with objectives of the international organizations such as United Nations.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Evandro, so much for today's interview.
So thank you very much.